What if I told you that hashtags don't really help your reach anymore? And that Instagram lives, well, they're practically ignored now by the algorithm. Yep. Adam Mosseri, the head of Instagram, just confirmed it. But the biggest secret, he didn't actually say out loud. And today, I'm breaking down exactly what that means for your business in 2025. Hey friends, welcome back to the McClain Method. I am John McClain, your guide to building a bold brand, marketing smartly, and thriving in business. Today, we're diving deep into Instagram's 2025 strategy. Recently, Adam Mosseri, who is the head of Instagram, sat down with Brock Johnson on the Build Your Tribe YouTube channel. Really great channel, great information constantly. And while that interview was packed, and I mean packed with great information, I was literally hanging on to every word. There was one insight that Mosseri didn't say directly, but I feel it is the most important takeaway of that entire conversation. And I'm going to share that with you at the end of my episode today. But first, let's simplify and unpack what he did say and what it means for you as a business owner and creative entrepreneur. Okay, so let's start with what's hot and what is not. Reels are still dominating. Mosseri was crystal clear on this. Reels are still the best way to get discovered on Instagram. It's where the platform is investing its energy, and it's where creators are seeing the most growth. Reels should be, and if you don't know this, just a little refresher for you, they're vertical, they're 9 by 16, between 15 to 90 seconds typically, and attention grabbing within the first 3 seconds on a reel is super important to get those people to continue to watch. You pair it with music and captions or voiceover, of course, for extra engagement. They can take a lot of time, but honestly, the best ones these days are not taking a lot of time, and they're not the most complicated ones because ironically, the simplistic reels are taking over for engagement. What about lives? Do you do lives? There was a time when Instagram was pushing lives very, very hard. The live interviews, the live connections with your followers. Surprisingly, he shared that the lives are not a current priority for Instagram, right? That's so surprising because for so long, everyone had this interview channel that they were doing on their IG lives, but the platform just isn't pushing live video the way it used to. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't go live and support your followers, but don't expect it to drive new eyeballs or huge growth for your channel. Now, hashtag. This is a hashtag reality check, to be honest with you, because I was a late adopter to this as well, and I've always felt that hashtags were the way to go. I'm actually a part of an Instagram hosted group where they ask us questions and get feedback from us as people who use Instagram, as people with accounts, and then they give us ideas and things about what's upcoming. So I was surprised to learn this, and I had actually learned about it when I had a phone call with Instagram maybe a couple months ago, but Mosseri definitely drove that point home in this interview with Brock. So what did he say about hashtags? Mosseri said hashtags do not significantly affect your reach. Let me say that again. Hashtags are not the growth lever that most people think they are. According to Mosseri, they're more about categorization than discovery at this point. So what does that mean for you? Use 3 to 5 relevant hashtags, not 30, which is what they used to tell us. Use between 3 and 5 just to keep it relevant to what you're saying. Think of them as keywords to help Instagram know what your post is about. Don't think about them as a magic trick to get more views. Think about them as Instagram crawling your post to find out what you are posting about. That really is the purpose of a hashtag now. They're not really to bring more people to your page. And the thing that he said the most was to prioritize clear visuals, really engaging hooks that you have for your post, and the watch time over obsessing about the perfect hashtag mix. Hashtags are kind of like a seasoning, right? They're helpful, but they're not the entire meal, I think is the best way to think about them. So readjust your hashtag strategy. You do not have to add a million hashtags to your post. You don't have to add an immediate comment with the hashtags in it. Choose 3 to 5 relevant ones, put those in there. And when you do it, think about how Instagram is going to find your post, not about how other people are going to find your post who are searching for your content. Okay, now that the hashtag conversation is over, I kind of felt that one would be like a ton of bricks falling on you. I want to move into the next thing that I heard, which was optimize your content mix. What does this mean? The future of Instagram is about simplifying how your content works across formats. Mosseri hinted that the platform is also working to blur the lines between stories, reels, and feed posts. But for now, you need to treat each format with intention. I think that was the thing that I heard throughout the entire conversation was intention on everything that you do. Don't just post to be posting. And here's how they kind of broke it down. A reel equals reach. So think about that. Stories are about relationship building. Feed posts, which is the posts that are in your feed, those static posts are about building your brand, the things that people go back to review over and over again, the things that people see as they go to your Instagram page. And then the carousel is about authority. So think about this all as like a content ecosystem, if you will. You're not just posting just for the sake of posting. You are leading your audience through a journey through the various components that I just mentioned. So just to review that again, reel equals reach, story equals relationship, a post in your feed is brand building, and then a carousel is authority. Again, this is your content ecosystem. This is about leading your audience through the journey of your Instagram page. So if any of you have been lazy with your Instagram and just throwing things up randomly, now is the time to stop doing that, because they are paying attention to what you're putting on your page, and they want that content to come from you, from your soul, from your heart, not just posting to be posting. They are actually able to tell the difference. And I did hear him say that they are crawling every single thing that you post. They're crawling the video content, the words inside of that, the transcript. They're crawling the words that you actually type into the post. And of course, they're crawling any other hashtag that you put on there as well. So remember, all of this is about better content, because Instagram wants better content. So here is your new rhythm. Use reels to attract, right? Use stories to nurture the people that you have already attracted. And then use your posts and your carousels that are inside of your static page there to educate and convert. I think of, honestly, of your page, of the actual posts and the carousels as sort of like your website. If someone goes to your website and wants to look at your projects that you've done, that is how I feel that your posts and your carousels are. Everything else is there to support that. So I hope that helps you to understand the hierarchy of importance when it comes to what you're posting on your page. Okay, so just to recap, those pitfalls that we want to avoid: don't focus on live as your growth engine, right? Don't waste time on 30 hashtags hoping to go viral, and don't create slow intros, because Instagram's algorithm responds to retention, not warming up. So if you start with like, hey, you guys, hope you're doing well, everything's fine with me. No, you got to hit them with a hook right away, or they are not going to stay with you. And Instagram is not going to pay attention because they are not being retained and they're not watching your video. So remember, they're going to move on that reel if that is not interesting, because they want to be hooked in right away. You must start with a hook. So start strong, keep it moving throughout it. And as I said before, say something valuable. Don't just say something to be saying something. So what is that takeaway that Mosseri didn't say, but I think that you need to hear? Here's what struck me the most. And it wasn't a direct quote. It was more about what his answers implied, if you will. I heard that Instagram is no longer just a social media platform. It is a content marketing channel. And if you want to grow, you have to think like a content creator, not just a designer or a business owner. That means creating content in series or in themes, or aligning your post with sales cycles that you might be having within your business. And you should also be looking at your analytics. Know what your watch time is. Know how many people are saving your post or saving your reels or sharing those. I can guarantee you that a lot of you have probably not even opened up your analytics on your Instagram page, and that is a bad thing. So please check out your analytics. It will give you insights, and that's actually what it's called, insights to what people are doing to participate with your page, your posts, your reels, your stories, all of that. Lastly, I want you to treat your content like assets, not afterthoughts. Mosseri hinted on this throughout his entire interview, especially when discussing the formats and the simplification and hashtags. The platform of Instagram is rewarding creators who are clear, consistent, and strategic. So this is not so much anymore about chasing that algorithm. As a matter of fact, he was kind of poo-pooing the algorithm, saying that it's not so much about the algorithm, it's about quality content that you put out. And it's also about understanding the direction that Instagram is headed and building a brand around that kind of rides with that wave. One thing that he said I felt was very interesting is that Instagram is also becoming a search engine platform in a way. So when you go online and look for AI content and ask AI questions, Instagram wants to be a part of that. So Instagram is being crawled, if you will, from AI, and AI is pulling from Instagram. And I noticed this because I wanted a quick link to my Instagram page one day, and I just just typed in my Instagram page, McClain Method, and I found that it was popping up as a search engine result, not just a link to the Instagram page. So that is why they are really pushing the content. They are really pushing the quality of the content, and their less focus is on grabbing quick viewers or trying to beat the algorithm. So remember that as you're posting. Quality is important. The words that you put in there are important. Your post is important. Your post should, of course, correlate to what you're showing in your video, but the content that you put out should come from you. Do not rely, this is my opinion, do not rely on AI to give you all of this content, because AI is pulling it from the mass-produced content that's already out there. I want you to drive content from right here, right what's between your ears, the intellectual property that you have. You can use AI for helping you to come up with things to talk about, but look at that and put your own spin on it, or else you're going to sound like the same thing that everyone else is posting. And Instagram is going to glide right over you if what you're posting sounds exactly what your neighbor's posting or some other creative is posting. So just remember that your content is important, and your content should come from you, not from AI. All right, I hope that simplified things a bit for you, and I want you to do this week to sort of drive this message home. I want to challenge you to do the following. Post one reel that starts with a hook and teaches something your audience cares about. Remember, hook, hook, hook. Grab them from the beginning, keep them watching. Secondly, use 3 to 5 targeted hashtags, not random or trendy ones. Use targeted hashtags about what you are saying in that post or in that reel. Do not just put generic hashtags on there. Be specific about what you are talking about and only use 3 to 5. Repurpose that reel into a story preview and a carousel post follow-up. He did talk a lot about sharing, and when things are shared with your friends and things are shared with other people, those shares show Instagram that your content is important and that people are reacting to that. So the more shares that people do with things that you post, the more Instagram is going to pay attention, and the more they're going to bring new eyeballs to you. I also wanted to mention, he didn't mention this, but I wanted to mention this to you, the trial reels that I've discussed before. Those trial reels are great if you have a piece of content that did go viral, or if you had something that was really getting a lot of views or a lot of likes or a lot of responses, a lot of shares, and your insights and your analytics were great. Use that again. So repost that reel as a trial reel right in the settings of your Instagram. And if you want to know how to do that specifically, I did post a more detailed explanation on my IG page for my business, which is the McClain Method on Instagram. And there's a post there that will talk about that. But the point is that trial reel will pull in people who are not following you right now, and Instagram will use something that was popular before to bring in new people, but your existing people on your page, your existing followers, don't get bombarded with the same material. It's kind of cool. And lastly, I want to remind you to track your watch time, not just your views. Look on your feed, and in the corner, you're going to see like a little eyeball situation happening there, and that is going to show you the watch time for all of the things that you've posted. It's really intriguing to see that now, and it's super helpful at a glance without even having to go into your analytics to find out what's going on. And when you do all of that, go ahead and send me a DM at the McClain Method and let me know how that worked for you and what happened. I'd love to hear if it's working and how the response is for you. So DM me on my IG page at the McClain Method on Instagram. All right, a big shout out again to Brock Johnson and the Build Your Tribe team for this fantastic interview with Adam Mosseri. You can find the full video on YouTube. I will drop the link in my notes as well. And if what I discussed today gave you clarity or strategy or even a fresh idea to try, share it, save it, or send it to a fellow entrepreneur. Let's keep that momentum going. Tell everybody what you've learned and help other people out too. It only makes you a better person and a better business owner. And if you want to make sure that you don't forget or overlook anything that I discussed today, I did create a download for you. You can find that on my podcast in the show notes or on YouTube in the notes below. This is your 2025 Instagram checklist fast action strategy. So download that now, completely free. You can also find it on my website at mcclainmethod.com/IG25. And wherever you're listening to this, whether on YouTube or on my podcast, please make sure that you are fully subscribed. Make sure that your downloads are happening automatically. You'll never miss an episode. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be alerted when I have new content, because I am working on something that I think you're going to love. It's about how to turn one great feature on a project into a full-scale PR campaign. You're going to love it. But until then, keep showing up, keep serving, and keep designing a business and a brand that gets seen. I'll see you next time.